where did this motion come from? And it's been moved and seconded, so the mover, I think the question has been answered in that the mover is the maker of the motion and is now about to speak to their motion.
So the recommendation was moved by Trustee Burgess and seconded by Trustee McKinley.
I hear what you're saying, Chair. That's not my question. Who brought the recommendation in? Was that Trustee Burgess? Was that Trustee Hatfield? Was that yourself? Who was it?
Point of order, ma'am.
Usually when it's a motion.
I've moved something, it's been seconded. There's not a question for clarification here. If I could speak to it, I think
Well, it is a
order.
question of clarification, Trustee Burgess. I'd like to know who
Please
brought the
speak to the
recommendation
chair, Madam
in.
Chair.
Through the chair, I would like to know who brought the recommendation in. And I have a right to know. We have a right to know.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Lori? Thank you.
the one member is not in order. I think the question has been answered. You have a maker of the motion, and that's who is about to speak to it. So, Madam Chair, I would advise you move on.
So what I'm hearing is, just to clarify, Trustee Burgess brought this in then.
I do know that the acronym now has 4 letters, and I think that it has been vetted successfully, and there's some discussion that hasn't been, it has been, and it passes all the tests. So I think this is a lesson learned, and it will be something that we will bring forward to the policy committee too, in naming and renaming. So I have confidence in this. I look for support. And I would like to immediately call the question, ma'am, and through you, Madam Chair, that calling the question, any debate would be in order and not debatable. So I would call the question, please.
So we have a seconder.
Madam Chair.
I'm extremely frustrated. I think this whole thing was a terrible mess. What they did tonight was shut everybody up. They didn't want trustees to talk. They didn't want to hear anything from anybody in the community. All they wanted to do was shove it through, and that's what they did. And it was wrong. It's wrong to the trustees, but more than that, it's wrong to the community. And I am angry, and I'm not staying tonight for the public meeting. This is just a mess. And Trustee Burgess did what she did, got it through. This was a planned thing. They knew exactly how they were gonna do this tonight, and that's what they did. I was told before by another trustee that it's gonna be put on the floor, it's gonna be voted on, and that's it. And that's exactly what happened. Everybody should get a say in this. This is a community school. This school does not belong to the board. It does not belong to the trustees. It belongs to the community, and that was taken away.
When was the amendment decided upon? Who came up with Erie Migration District School?
I have no idea. You heard me ask tonight. Nobody would answer. I never got an answer. I won't get an answer. This is an absolute disgrace. Somebody came up with that, but nobody wants to say who did.
Isn't the fact that there is an amendment some acknowledgement to the community backlash?
You bet. It's an acknowledgement that this is a mess. That this was a mess, and somebody is trying to backpedal to make it better. But you know what? It should have been sent back to the committee and worked with the community to come up with a name, and it wasn't. It's not up to trustees to do what happened tonight. That is wrong.
Why do you think that they got 2/3 majority?
Because they want to sweep it away. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's get this thing out of here because it's causing too many problems for the board.
Is it over now? Is this what happens now?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do moving forward. Do I want to belong to this board? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I am so disappointed at what happened tonight. It's a mess, and it's wrong.
Will you face repercussions for leaving ahead of the public meeting?
I don't know if I will, probably for doing this, but I don't really care at this point. So I'm not elected to please the trustees or the chair. I'm elected because of people in the community. So note, I am the trustee for the first election I ran. I got the highest percentage out of any trustee. I beat both incumbents who were very long-standing, and I did it the second time, and I was the highest trustee at that time too. So I'm here for the right reasons. Some aren't.
Trustee Cook, this is a meeting with other things on the agenda. There are going to be some important budget deliberations. Why leave now?
Because I'm angry and I don't want to stay. I am disgusted at what just happened. And it's a standing committee meeting tonight. there's two standing committees, education and finance. I don't want to be here.
That's what they should be concentrating on. The finances,
Thank you very
not
much.
naming.
I still feel like the acronym isn't much better anymore, because if you search up EMD in the Urban Dictionary, it's still pretty bad. And it also doesn't include Kingsville, which is really what the public wanted to see, so that's just disappointing as well.
It was really rushed. They just tried to sweep it under the rug so that we don't have to deal with it anymore. I feel like the fact that speakers weren't allowed at the meeting really says a lot. When you are coming from a place of truth, you really don't have anything to hide.